What to do if your hair transplant treatment failed? Clearly, nobody needs to suffer through a circumstance in which a hair transplant surgery fails to deliver the desired results and must be improved. For any person going through a transplant surgery to resolve the problem of baldness or thinning hair should be a completely positive and energizing experience. So a failed transplant can be too depressing. Keep in mind that transplant specialists feel similarly and don't wish for their clients to go through the pain of failed transplant surgery, which is the reason a lot of time and energy is given to the planning procedure with the goal that the chances of a failed surgery is reduced to the maximum level possible. In the uncommon and rare case in which a transplant fails to live up to the expectations, the patient should first find a way to recognize the reason for the debacle. A few practices or well-being conditions could assume a part in causing a transplant failure, yet the transplant specialist needs to discuss any possible unfavorable issues with the patient amid the consultations. This is the reason it is so important for the patient to be clear while talking about a hair restoration surgery with the specialist. When a transplant surgery fails, the patient should contact a trustworthy transplant specialist or clinic with the aim of finding the reason for the failed method and building up a plan for correcting the problem permanently. Regardless of whether the surgery was performed in the previous year or was performed over 10 years back, the best hair transplant surgeon at a respectable restoration clinic will see how to correct a failed restoration surgery and can guarantee that any future methods are more fruitful and deliver a permanent solution for the patient. Find the best hair transplant surgeon to correct a bad hair transplant. It is quite simple to figure out why a patient is reluctant to go back to the transplant clinic that's responsible for the bad surgery, so a person hoping to adjust a bad transplant should locate another specialist who is fit for rectifying the bad results once and for all. A patient requiring a restorative surgery should search for a talented and experienced specialist who utilizes the latest medical technologies and does the most advanced hair transplant methods, particularly few and fit. Since there are many strategies accessible for revising a bad transplant, the patient should choose a hair transplant specialist with a versatile skill set and a track record of success in correcting a bad hair transplant. A good specialist should provide particular cases of effective restorative surgeries and need to meet the patient to talk about the different choices that may be available to them.